Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today an unboxing of a game from Multiman Publishing. Again, a game that's been out for a little while, but this is a new copy. Storm over Dien. I think the title says it all. I'm sure most of you will be aware of this period of history. The Indochina conflict leading to the Vietnam War. So this is a game again of interest to me. What I'm going to do in a moment is just take off the cellophane so that we can have a look at the box in a bit more detail, because you do get a lot of glare with the camera, etc. But that's the game we're going to be unboxing today. Okay, so the cellophane's off. We're looking at the back of the box and we can see that this game is a 2014 edition game. So it's been out a little while again. What I like is its low complexity and very low solitaire suitability. So maybe one I'll have to play with the guys at the club. Component list is a 22 by 34 inch map sheet, 1.5 sheets of counters, full colour rulebook, a card deck with 55 full coloured cards and some dice. So this game is very much set in 1954. General Giap shocked the world by doing what had previously been considered impossible, defeating a Western occupying force. Storm over Dien Bien Phu simulates the climatic moment when the isolated French forces, including French legionaries and elite paratrooper units, crumbled under the unrelenting pressure of the Chinese-backed Vietminh forces. So this uses an area move system that was redefined in Storm over Stalingrad. The game features the use of cards for gameplay, adding to the tension on both sides. The rules are similar in length to those in Storm over Stalingrad, if anyone has played that before, and are of the same complexity, with additions made for situations encountered in this specific battle. Additional rules cover things such as sapping, assaulting, and the French supply situation. The cards and the rules have been created in order to represent the events encountered during the battle, including things such as detonate, mineshaft, rats of the Nam Yam, Giap demands, success, propaganda, debouche à zero, and B-26 bombers. The game will focus mainly on the strong points of Gabrielle, Anne-Marie, Beatrice, Eliane, Claudine, Hugo, and Dominique from mid-March to early May 1954. The game has a set period of 8 turns and can be played in less than 3 hours by experienced players. So this is quite, on the face of it, quite a long game. But what I'm hoping is, if it's low complexity and it's quite straightforward, it's a game that you could kind of leave and pick up and play at intervals over a period of a few days. But let's have a look and see what you get in this package. So I must admit, I've only got a few MMP games. Generally they're pretty good quality. The box looks reasonable quality. The artwork I really like. It's really simple but very bold. We've got cards, which we'll come on to in a moment. We've got dice. We've got a little thing in here, the MMP sort of purchase ticket, telling you what you should have in there and if there's any problems to get in touch with them. And then we've got what looks to be the rule book. I'll come back to that in a moment. Counter sheet, maybe the first one, I hope. We've got the map and yeah, the other part of the counter sheet. So let's start off by having a look at the rulebook. So the first thing that jumped out at me was the fact that on the back we've got what looks to be a list of the counters, a manifest, and I quite like that, to be honest. and I always start at the back for some reason, but I can see there that there's 12 pages in total in this game, and it's full colour. It's nicely set out. Again, lots of different font use, lots of examples. I like that. The counter's very clear in terms of what means what. Maybe it comes across a little bit dry in parts as you start to get less colour and more rules. But again, I haven't read them yet. I can't comment on the writing. The paper quality is pretty good. It's quite silky, but quite nice. What I like is you've got an example of play there, so that's very helpful. So I would say probably in terms of hard and fast rules, you're probably talking 8 to 9 pages. It's not a rule heavy game, which again suits myself. Let's have a look at the counters. Yeah, okay. They're okay. They're functional. They're not rounded counters. You can see that there. I'm not sure how easy they're going to punch out. Pretty easy by the looks of it, so that's good. They're very clear. They're very bold. But this was 2013 when these were produced, and I would say, and you know, this is my only observation here, if I punch one out, they're not that thick. So I'm hoping they're going to last okay. They would potentially need to be trimmed on the edges if you're that way inclined, because they may curl up over a period of time. And as you can see there, although the counter information is clear, it again is quite dry. I can imagine when you've got lots and lots of these on the table, it could get a bit heavy going on the eyes trying to make out who's what and where, because they do look very, very similar, although the numbers are in clear boxes. So again, be interesting to hear people's comments on the counters. These are obviously the spent versions of the front, I would assume. Different colour, so that's quite good, because at least you can tell from a distance that they are spent, because they're a different shade. But yeah, be interested in anyone else who's played any of the Storm series, what their thoughts are on the quality of the counters. So let's have a little look at the cards and see what they're like. So again, cards are always wrapped up in this cellophane, which can go very well or very badly, particularly when I'm doing videos. Luckily this one went quite well. Now what I will say for the cards is they've got this really nice textured effect on them. They are very good quality, and they're rounded. So again, these could be sleeved, but you wouldn't necessarily need to. But what I do and will say is the cards I think are fabulous. I love the period photographs. Lots of different things going on there. I think that's going to add a lot of real chrome to the game, which is really great. That's what we want. So I'm hoping that the cards will just give that extra bit of enjoyment and pep up the game, bearing in mind the counters, as I say, look a little bit samey, but maybe I'm being a little bit unfair on that until I get it out on the table. Let's have a look at the map, which we know is a pretty good size. Let's see if we can get that on here. What I will say again is it's good paper quality, but it is paper. This is a big map. Actually, this is a very big map. So again, just to pull that out manually for you so you can see that. That is a good size map. Probably going to be plexi, to be honest with you. But you're looking at it this way along, so you're probably going to be looking at it in portrait as opposed to landscape. But you can see here, this is very much an area control game with the French sort of buttoned up in the middle of the map and the Vietminh in positions around the outside. You've also got charts for supply, turn track, replacements, etc. there. So I like the map. I like the map. I think it's really quite nice. It's simple, but it's very, very easy to read. You know, there's some nice little things on here, like this airfield here. I don't know much about this battle. I've read, I think, one book quite a long time about this battle. I know it went very badly wrong for the French. So I'm really quite looking forward to playing this, and how it works in practice will be very, very interesting. But that's Storm over Dien from MMP. Looks an interesting game. I've been looking at the Storm Over series for a while. I would dearly love to have a go at the Stalingrad one. Particularly interested actually in the latest release that's only came out in the last few weeks, the Jerusalem version. That looks really interesting, and obviously that's a bang up to date. Quality components looks that bit better, etc, etc. But for its time, this again, you know, is 10 or so years old. This looks really interesting. Looking forward to getting it on the table. Hope you've enjoyed this video, and hope to bring you some more very soon. Enjoy your gaming, and speak to you soon.